Good morning, it's me. I'm back. I'm Stephanie Flath, Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I'm coming to you live on Wednesday morning, May 10. And I'm going to refresh my screen. So you can find me live almost every Wednesday morning. There's an exception coming up, not next week, but the following. But you can find me live on my Facebook business page at facebook.com/dazzled by stamping. And you can find me any other time for information on classes, events, and other things that I share on my website at dazzledbystamping.com. So I have my page refreshed. Let's scroll down to see comments. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing here. Just a second. I can't see comments yet because I wasn't on my Facebook page. Hi, Carrie. Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I need a drink already. So I just realized when I came live, I haven't been advertising it, but today is the last day that you can make changes if you would like to subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, or if you need to make any changes to your account. Today's the last day for May. The 10th is always the deadline for any sort of changes. So good morning, Dina. So that's today. So I have I'm Marlene. Good morning. I have my randomizer all set up, but I'm going to talk for a couple minutes before I go over there. So I'm excited today. I am bringing to you several new products that we have. And one of them I just played with last night for the first time. It's a bundle that actually we could pre-order, but I hadn't played with it yet. Good morning, Nancy. Kat, so happy to see you. And I have some designer paper. I'm going to show it really quick. And then I'll probably show it again later before I actually work on my project. So the designer paper that I'm working with today is called Glorious Gingham, and I love it. So it's available, it's a 6x6 papers, and so it's available in pecan pie, pretty peacock, berry burst, lemon lime twist, and blueberry bushel. That's what comes in this pack. And so here's one side of the gingham, and then there's another side of gingham. Ha, I love it. All gingham makes me happy. So I'm going to be using this today. Okay, so I'm going to stop stalling. I don't know if more people are coming, but I'm going to do my randomizer. So just a quick mention. So in case you're new to me or watching for the first time, whatever I make on my live, I share with you. Or no, I don't share with you. I give it away. So yes, I share with you. But so how you can be entered into a drawing for what I give away is you can share my video today, and then make sure that you come back to this video and tell me that you shared it, because then I know that you have, because Facebook has different things that you can't always tell who's doing what for privacy and stuff like that, I guess, whatever the settings are. Okay, so I have all my names entered from last week, and so I have two projects. They were my daisy projects. Oh, I wonder if Oops, I drew a name. Just realized, oh, Cheryl Rose, you're my first winner. I think last week was the first time she commented on my video. I don't know if it's the first time she watched it. But the first time. Okay, so Cheryl, if you're watching this today, I need you to message me your address so that I can send you your card. I'll try to, I will reach out to you as well. But anyway, so if you're watching, then let me know. Okay, so I'm starting the second one. Kathy Polderman, I just saw you pop up. Congratulations. You're my second winner. Okay, I was hesitating earlier, a minute or two ago, because, thanks for sharing, Dina, because I just realized that I don't think that I saw, I opened registration for my Dazzling Card Club this morning, which we're doing the daisies, and I don't remember seeing that in my inbox, so I don't know that it did it the way it's supposed to. Just a sec. I'm gonna go away for just a second and come back. No, that's not what I want. Daisies. It seems like it didn't send. Does anybody remember seeing this? All right, I'm gonna have to attend to that once I'm done with this. So registration opened, so I sent out the, well, thought I scheduled the email for, to let you know, and sometimes it grabs a funny date, like it doesn't grab the day that I'm intending. Just a sec, I'm about to sneeze. So I'm gonna have to go look at that. So sorry. Hi, Terry. Hi, Penny. Thank you for sharing. All right. So as I mentioned, and oh, you got the email? Okay, good. I don't know why I didn't. Thank you so much. So one of the cards that we're making is, thank you, Marsha. Thank you, Marlene. One of the cards that we're making is one of them that I made on my live last week, the one with the embossing. I just think that's absolutely gorgeous, and so we're making it in Card Club also. So Card Club, you have to sign up by the 26th of the month, and then you are signed up for the next month, with which the dates that you can choose. So sometimes it's confusing because the date that sort of is prominent is June 6th, which is the first Tuesday of the month. I have 3 different dates on, or no, not dates, times on that date that you can choose, but then also you can choose that same Friday later in the week if you want to come in person. So anyway, so you can sign up for that by the 26th. And you get product included in it, and we make 2 each of 4 different designs of cards, which there's a little sneak peek in for the other 3. There's the actual picture of the card that I made last week for one of the sneak peeks, because you've already seen it. So that's in there, and then there's 3 others that are sneak peeks. Okay, so I'm going to show you the designer paper again, quick, that I'm going to use. So this is called Glorious Gingham. It's in our new catalog, and it includes, let's see, are they all? They're all new or returning colors. So this is Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, Berry Burst, Lemon Lime Twist, and Blueberry Bushel. And then the other side has, like, so this is straight up and down. So that's what you think of gingham. But then there's this sort of angled gingham also. I love it. Okay, so we're going to be using that. And then we are also using a bundle called Timeless Arrangements. This was one of them that we could pre-order, and I knew I needed to have, but I didn't play with it until last night. So here's the stamp set. Last night, for those of you who were at my club last night, this is the stamp set that goes with the dies that we use, or we used one of the dies last night. So somebody said, those look like tiny words. So yes, there are definitely some tiny words in here that fit those little ones. Here's the stamp set. I love this. And then here's all but a couple of the dies that I'm going to be using. So one of the things that's really cool, and I'll try to show you later. So there's this one. Oh, and two of them are gone because hi Janet. Two of them are gone because one I have for my stuff for my clubs, but another one I'm using today. So in this die, it's not just a normal stitched rectangle die. In the center of each of these lines, there's a tiny little X that adds to the decoration. So I'll have to show you that when I use it. So those are a couple of new things that I'm using. And then also I have some ribbon on my second card that I'll show you. So, okay, so I'm going to get started stamping. So I'm going to turn you down. So that means I need to use my magic wand, and I'm going to unbackwards you and put you upside down. So then when I do that, in case you're questioning, when I do that, when I put you upside down, that makes sure that while I'm working, you can see straight on what I'm doing. If I didn't put you upside down, then you'd be seeing me working like this, or, you know, everything would be upside down for you. So it's so that you can see what I'm working on while I'm there. All right. So these are, oops, just a sec. I grabbed both stacks. These are the first pieces that I'm using. So I have Crumb Cake cardstock here, and Pretty Peacock, and then also Pretty Peacock gingham. And so I'm going to start with this piece of white cardstock. I have this old what is this called? Grid paper. It was something that I got with, it says on stage at home. This was the first time that we ever did it at home as opposed to in person, and I never used it, and so I'm using it today. I like it because the off-white helps you be able to see the white better. But something that made me think of, right now Stampin' Up! Has, what are they called? Is it labeled merchandise? What do they call? Logo merchandise. So you know how you can buy, just a second, I make sure I'm not dumping it out. Our tumblers, in all the new in colors. So in our most recent in colors, they have some grid paper that has the in colors at the bottom. Need to adjust the camera a bit, not seeing as much of the work surface as usual. You can't see my hands? I mean, you're seeing all of this. I'm gonna wait for a second. I need to blow my nose again because it feels like I'm gonna have a problem again. Just a second. Is it that it's not as close, or I'm not sure what you mean. I definitely changed the positioning of the arm of my stand, but it looks like, I mean, it can't be any farther either way. You see my whole width of my thing here. As far as this way, I can't change that because I'm portrait still. It won't let me do landscape anymore. I don't know why. I just realized that I should be complaining to Facebook or something. All right. Maybe you were just leaning forward more. Yeah, maybe if I was trying to grab for something, I don't know. But, so, here it is. Okay, thanks, Marlene. I appreciate feedback, really I do. But, I'm not sure that there's more. Okay, so I grabbed all of the plant-looking things for the stamp set. And I'm stamping this in Pretty Peacock. And I think I want another one over here. And I'm going to, maybe she meant your bosom is over. Maybe that's true, but you're still going to be seeing what I'm stamping, and I'm sorry about that. It's actually really annoying that this is all in the way, but that's how portrait ends up being, it seems like. So I'm doing all these in oops, this way. All these in Pretty Peacock. And some I'm having shorter and some taller, and so they're all the same color. And for this one, I might be done with this, I think. For this one, I'm going to use my my blender pen. So blender pens are different than Stampin' Blends. Blender pens are just plain ink that you can use to blend color, and I'm just moving the color that's already here. I'm not putting anything new down. I'm just kind of going around where there's outline of color in the stamps that I just did. So I'm just spreading that color. So I like doing this, and it's sort of coloring but not coloring, so it lets me get away with that sort of thing. And definitely with this, I'm giving a monochromatic look. That's just what I wanted here. So Stampin' Blends, they come 3 to a pack. I think they might be $12 now. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I didn't look at my catalog quick. Oh, that reminds me. So this bundle that I'm showing you right now, it's in the full catalog. It's page 67 if you want to check it out and check out some more of the samples that are there. So these come 3 to a pack, and they have 2 dual tips. They're both the same. You still love your blender pens. One of my favorite ways, besides this, because I'm not using any extra color, one of my favorite ways to use blender pens is in the lid of my ink pad. I'm going to show you really quick. So if I wanted to pick up more color, I could press my ink pad down. I'm squeezing it, press it down, and I have a palette right there that I can pick up. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of color, and I could actually, ooh, that's dark. I didn't really want to do that. So you can color more like a marker would. Now I'm going to have to color that whole one like that. That was clearly going rogue in the middle of my thing, and I wasn't planning on that. So now I got to go back. So I love using my blender pen this way, because if you don't have a marker, you still can color in something with that, and then it just makes your ink pads even more versatile. So I'm going to go over it. Since I did on that one, I'm going to go over and do one of these other ones over here. I just put my palm of my hand in it. Okay, am I on camera? Yes, okay. Almost a little bit here. Okay, so here is my piece all colored up the way that I want it. Now, blender pens you can also use with watercolor pencils. Sometimes you can spread markers, but that's questionable sometimes whether or not will work. Also, this technique is actually questionable where I'm just spreading the color that's here. Some colors don't work very well with it. I feel like it might be the lighter colors. Like I tried it the other day with fresh freesia on something, and it was just too, and I even tried re-inking it in case that was the problem. I feel like the lighter colors don't really work this way as well. So you just have to keep it in mind, trial and error, whether or not it works for it. Okay, so we're going to start putting this all together. All right, so this is going to go on. This is early espresso. And then we'll put this base together. So we have Pretty Peacock. And the designer paper. Tuck this over here. And I'm not using dimensionals on this because I'm going to do dimensionals on the greeting that I'll show you in a second. So we're putting this all here. So it's sort of monochromatic, but I wanted to bring in other color. It was just too much when I was playing with it. So we have the crumb cake card base, and then I wanted something deep. So I have early espresso behind the leaves themselves. Okay, so what I want to do for my words is I chose a stamp that says, "Hope your day is filled with everything good." And I'm going to ink that up with early espresso. Right here. Okay, then, oops, I'm done with this, just a second. So I'm using this die. I'm going to show you this really close, and then I'll show you the piece once it's done. Okay, so there's stitching all around this for this little rectangle, but then in the middle, there's a square, and I'll show you it once I go through. So something to keep in mind too. I had a piece that was shorter than this that I wanted it on all four sides. So after I ran it through, like, I'll just say that I went through on like this, and just got 3 sides. And then I went through again and I pulled this, I lined it up so that the stitching was into what was already there and lined it up again so I could make a line right here. It worked really well for whatever project I was doing. Okay, so I'm using my mini boss. That's my name I lovingly use for it. I actually got it from Shannon West. She called the big one the big boss, so clearly this is the mini boss. Now, it's always better when my cardstock isn't the right size to be able to do this, but it's always better when you can tip this a little bit rather than have this line run through straight. It's runs through easier if you send the corner through first, but I don't have much room to actually tilt it, so we'll see how this goes. Also, I want to show you if you can see this. So I've said this before. It's a little bit, no, I don't want to move it. Okay, so for your mini boss to work well, you want to have an E going through first. So the bottom one is sticking out, the middle one is back, so it's a short stick on the E, and then the top one is also out, so it's a long stick on the E. Now, obviously, these aren't even, these bottom 2 aren't even, which is not a problem. the important part is having the middle one back. But you always have to make sure that where your die or embossing folder is, you have all 3 layers lined up underneath it. Like you can't be off one of them. Okay, then it will go through more smoothly and without problems. Okay. So I wanted this die. Oh, first I'll show you. Okay. Can you see the tiny little X right here and here, here, and here? I love them. They're so cute. Love the E. It does work every time. Okay, now I have a question, Carrie. Usually when I'm saying this, I don't have my team or other demonstrators around. Was that information in the product information when we first bought it, or did Stampin' Up put it out in response to people saying to use the gray platform as opposed to the white one? Because yes, it definitely works well. Okay, so I have this cut, and I decided I didn't want this all to be white here, and I didn't want it centered. I just didn't want as much white there. So I took a tiny little piece of the gingham, and I'm going to put it up there. I measured it. It's in case you're interested, because you have this. This is 3/4 of an inch, and the length of it is 1 1/8. 1 inch was just a little bit smaller than what I wanted, so it will fit right in here as an extra little design thing. Isn't that so cute? I think it was in response to people saying to use the gray. I could not find any instructions on it when I got mine. Right. Okay, that's what I thought too. Did not hear anything. Oh, you didn't hear about the gray? Okay, well, I had shared about the gray a couple times. Like the light gray one must be slightly thinner, so it wasn't so much pressure going through. And then I think it was, anyway, I had said it. I had told people, and I had started doing that. And I had read it in the leader thing. Oh, I was going to use these over here. And I think it was in response. I think you're right, Terry. Okay, so I'm going to put this down here. I don't want all of this on there. It's too long. But I'm using my pieces here so I can get rid of it. So I did 2 on the end, and then 1 in the middle. Okay. Okay, so I'm putting this on here. So I like crossing lines. I feel like I've said this before, but I like it. So I have it across my designer paper here and across up here so I can see where all the lines cross. I just like that. I feel like it provides extra interest. Okay, so the embellishment that I chose, because of the colors that I chose, this is not, it's still current, but it's not new. These are rustic metallic adhesive back dots. I just felt like this went well with it. So I'm going to use my take your pick tool. And I want these smallest ones. So I'm going to put 2 over here. 1, 2. Oops. It hung on to it. And then I'm going to put 3 over here. Oops. That one went down a little bit. All right, and here's my card. So it's sort of deeper colors, a little more masculine. I know it's gingham, but we're going to go with this as masculine. That's my interpretation. Okay, so done with that one. Now we're going to go a little bit more feminine. We're going to add a little more color and sparkle, and I'm going to set these aside. And before I forget, thank you, before I forget to like show you everything, I'm going to show you the ribbon that I'm going to use. So this is a ribbon combo. That's the only way I know it's described. I don't think there's a name on here. I didn't look up the name specifically, but there's 3 colors of ribbon here. This is Bubble Bath, and thank you, and Lemon Lolly, and Azure Afternoon. I think that's how you say it. So it has a little bit of silver. Can you see the silver edges here? I think it's either 3/8 of an inch or 1/2 inch wide. I don't like it much bigger than this, than 3/8 or than 1/2 inch wide. It's nice and thin. You can make a knot easily. I like it. Anyway, so the next one that we're going to do, we're using these colors. This is Berry Burst and Night of Navy. And I feel like I'm missing a... Oh, here it is. Okay, I got this. Okay, so what I'm going to do... Well, first I'm going to just put this right on the inside so I'm not fighting with it. You love these colors? Thank you. I do too, actually. So Berry Burst is a returning color, as in it was an in color one time in previous years. In colors always last 2 years, and then they retire. But sometimes when Stampin' Up! Does a color refresh, they bring back a color. And so they did a few of them, and I'm happy with the ones that they brought back. Pretty Peacock was one, Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, Lemon Lime Twist, Lost Lagoon, all those. They're amazing. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to use color. Oh, I forgot. I need to clean my stamps a second. So I still prefer my Stampin' Scrub and Stampin' Mist as opposed to my Simply Chamois. I loved the chamois when I would use my, what's it called? Stamparatus. That was perfect because you didn't have to take the stamp off the positioner, excuse me, to get it clean. And I love it for cutting up or having available for people when a bunch of people are stamping. But if it's just me cleaning my stamps and I want them cleaned well, I love our Stampin' Scrub. And now Stampin' Mist only comes in this big bottle. It's not a 2-ounce one, it's an 8-ounce one, I think. I don't know where I can find, yeah, 8 ounces. So the 2-ounce one is not a thing and hasn't been for a while. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is going to end up being on here. So I'm just going to sort of put it here so I have an idea of where this border is going to be. But I don't want it down. I want it out of the way. So the first thing I'm going to stamp is my Berry Burst. And I'm using, oops, not that one. I'm using this flower. This is more of a flower than any of the others are. So I'm going to stamp this. And again. And I'm going to do one more over there. Okay, now before it dries, I'm going to do the same one. Is this Stampin' Scrub too? Cool. Before this dries, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my blender pen, but I'm going to use my Wink of Stella. So I'm going to blend this color that I put down with the Berry Burst, but blending it with Wink of Stella adds a little shimmer to it. So you can pick up the color with it. So I could easily do this with the blender pen too, but I wanted a little sparkle to this card. So I'll show it up close in a second. Okay, so just like with a blender pen, I don't think I did it on my other one. I better clean it. Did I clean it? Oh yeah, I have it cleaned here. So just like with a blender pen, when you're done, you want to like clean it off a little bit to make sure you're not transferring ink color. Okay, so here's my blended shimmery flowers. Okay, then I'm going to use this. I think I'm all done with Berry Burst. I'm using this berry looking one that I had done on the other one in Night of Navy. For some reason, I feel like Night of Navy and Early Espresso. I'm going to put 2 here, I think. Let's see, what other color? For some reason, those 2 colors come to mind, especially as being able to easily spread this. Like, look how good this Night of Navy spreads with this Wink of Stella. I don't know if it's just deeper colors. I don't really know if it's the ink formulation. I don't know, but look how awesome that spreads. Part of it's also because these are really closely, like there's not a lot of space in the stamping, in the berries, I'll call it. So there's more ink to spread, but I've always had a really easy time spreading Night of Navy. It's just so pretty this way. These sort of all overlap. That's all right. I'm not worried about that. So this is sort of an easy way to color because I'm not, if I go out of the lines, there's not really any shading. You're just wanting the shimmer on there. So here's my Night of Navy. Isn't that great? Okay, now I'm going to use that great big long one again. This time with Crumb Cake. I don't know what these plant-looking things are, but I like them. So I want them to sort of go across each other a little bit, go in and out around. So I just want more color here. There. I'm good with that. Okay. So now I have all my coloring done. I'm a little afraid to flip it over and put adhesive on it. So I'm going to keep stamping for a minute. I'm going to stamp my... So there's these are 2 separate stamps, but I have them all together. It says, a very big thank you. That's the cool thing. Thank you for sharing, Janet. That's a cool thing about photopolymer is you can, if you want 2 stamps to be together, you can actually put them on the same block, so you don't have to line them up every time. You can line them up once and then you're good. Isn't that awesome? Okay. So I'm going to put my gingham on here. On my sample that I did, one of my stems was sticking out, so I was a little bit disappointed in that. But anyway, so there's that. Okay, now I also want, this is how, when I'm going to use, no, not yet. No, I'm putting it on the navy first. Okay, so that was why I waited though, so in case this is wet. Well, we're just going to give it a shot and hope that it's good. So we're going to put this on the Night of Navy. Okay, now we're going to put our ribbon on. So this, I feel like Berry Burst and this Bubble Bath look really good together. So I'm just going to do a knot. So I'm doing left over right. I haven't shown this. I've actually just done it and not shown people in a while. So I do left over right, and both ends, I know this isn't an end, but both ends need to be facing away from me. Oh, hi, Jamie. Thank you. So I'm going to take the top one and tuck it under and pull it tight. Now this one is my top one. So I'm going right over left. And again, I'm making sure that both of my ends are pointing away from me. And I cross the top one over and tuck it under. And pull. Now, once I pull to a certain point, then I just only pull my leftover one. Just pull one, the under one, and then it makes this knot flatten. So that's how I get a nice flat knot. And then I'm going to trim this and trim this. Okay. So by the way, this ribbon, in case you forgot, this is from the combo pack of ribbon. So there's a little bit of silver in it. This one is Bubble Bath. This is Azure Afternoon and Lemon Lolly. It's a really nice ribbon. Okay, so there's one more thing. I want to put my little saying under there. Another little saying under there. Get my ribbon out of the way a second. So I have this little piece, and I want to put on here, "You are the best." So I'm going to stamp it in Memento on here. And I'm actually going to cut off the extra frilly things that are part of these skinny little dies. So I wanted to, thank you, I'm glad you like it. So I have this skinny little word, and I have this die, and I feel like, unless you're using a light color, well, pretty much you just need to use a light color for all this extra stuff that is added to it. Excuse me. Hi, Rachel. You need to use a light color, or I'm going to show you that you can just cut it off. So I'm running it through like this. There's not much room. There's not much room for error with this, but there's a hole through it so that you can see. So I'm going to do this a second. So I'm not going to worry if you can see what I'm doing, because I need to make sure that I see that it's going through well. And I'm tilting it like I told you to do on the other one, but I didn't have much of a choice because of how big my cardstock was. Making my E again for my layers here. Oh, it's trying to move. It's trying to move on me, just a second. And of course, straightening with my left hand isn't wise because I don't have the I don't have the control with my left hand that I do with my right. Okay. Yeah. Put that back over there. Okay. So if I left it like this, well, obviously I have too small of a piece because I wasn't intending to keep all this. It would have all this pretty stuff out here, and I don't want that. It's going in this spot right here. So I'm using my paper snips and just cutting this off. So I'm just going straight here to cut. I should have gone over just a tiny bit, then it'll cut all that off. It's sort of angled. That's going to bug me. Okay. And then this one, easier to get off because it's just straight right at the top. Okay, I didn't want those. Okay, so I have this tiny little greeting I can put on there now. And I'm going to put it on my silicone mat because it makes it easier. And I'm using liquid glue this time. Don't need much. I didn't want to try to get my seal on there. My other adhesive. Okay. So this can go here. Isn't that awesome? I love that skinny little thing. Okay. Now we're going with dimensionals. Oh, I still have them on something. I don't need to use a brand new one. Where did I put that? Can't find it. There it is. Last minute I found it when I was ready to give up, so I didn't waste your time. Thank you for sharing, Terry. I appreciate that. All right. I always say I am not shy with dimensionals because if I'm going to bother popping it up, I don't want it to squish down. So I am not shy. One more. All right. Just shoving those over there. Okay. So then this goes on my berry burst. There it is. I have one more saying I wanted to use. Says, a very big thank you. You are the best. And then inside, I'm not going to do a whole bunch of things. I'm just going to do the saying on the white. It says, your kindness means everything to me. Whenever I stamp for the first time with photopolymer, I always want to test it on my scrap. So, your kindness means everything to me. Now, if I were taking the time, I might stamp, thank you so much. I might stamp another one of these flowers and then color with the Wink of Stella, but I'm not going to do that. So, okay, so I'm done stamping, so I'm going to take you up and then I'll show you my cards again. Okay, so I'm going to upside down you, put you backwards again, and lift you up. Okay. So here's the last one. So this again is Timeless Arrangements is the name of the bundle, name of the stamp set that I'm using. So there's the last one. And then Gorgeous Gingham is the designer paper. And then here is my thank you so much. I'm glad that you love it. Here's my other one that I did with Pretty Peacock. So I just wanted different looks. And both of the dies are from this bundle also. Okay, so make sure that you share my video and then you'll be entered into my drawing next week. Reminder, today's the last day to sign up for or make changes for your paper pumpkin. I opened registration for my Dazzling Card Club for June. We'll be using the daisies. I love the daisies. They're so cute. There's a little sneak peek in the email invitation for it. Oh, I need to go make the changes on my actual events page too. Let's see, what other... I can't think of more reminders right now. Oh, I will remind you, next Monday, the 15th, registration will open for the one-day crafting retreat. The retreat itself will be July 29. It's a Saturday. And registration will open Monday morning at 8 a.m. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you love the tips. And the colors. I love the colors too. Our colors are amazing. I just love it. So you'll get an email. It's scheduled for 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. So registration will open. So the last two retreats that we had, they closed early because we were full. So don't wait. Don't think that you have registration. I think we have scheduled to end on July. No. Oh, so retreats on July 29. So we ended registration June 29. but I don't think that it will last that long. So don't wait that long. I think that's all the things that I have to tell you today. That's all I can think of anyway. So have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to share my video and then tell me that you shared so that I can add you to my randomizer before I get on next week. So thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine. I hope you have sunshine where you're at too, because it's gorgeous by us now. Thanks. Bye.